Warner Brothers on top again. AI actors have officially arrived. Peacemaker controversy, and so much more in this episode of Beyond the Screen. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Screen. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, is Jake Holtzclaw. Jake, what's up?
Nothing much, man. I'm like fingernails width away from getting the bike on the road. Tires came in today, titles at the house, and what else? Turn signals are fixed. Basically, I could get it to a sheriff's office and have it inspected and titled today after getting insurance on it if I want it. now it's all just legal crap that I have to jump through. But the only thing that's holding me back from doing that is taking it somewhere. So
Right. Jake can feel the wind in his hair, and he can feel the sun beating down. And
well, after that, I have to take my tests.
right.
But having the bike like dialed and ready, new tires, everything done to it, and being able to drive it immediately the day after you get your license is probably the most ideal way to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're like, what's stopping you, man?
Yeah.
So
Anyway, now, something that we talked about very recently that I'm going to ask you about, do your turn signals still beep?
Yeah, they do. something about the 70s Hondas that when you turn on a turn signal, it beeps with the flash, and that is by design for safety, so you don't forget your turn signals on.
Yeah, he showed me a video this past weekend, which we'll get into that in a minute. But the whole time as he's showing me this turn signal on, it's going beep beep beep.
It sounds exactly like you would you'd hear like a van with a beeper going in reverse, or like one of those like work trucks with a beeper on it, or a school bus beeper. It sounds exactly the same.
It sounds important, is what it sounds like. And so it's like, where's the heavy load? Where's the truck? And you look up and it's just Jake on a 70s Honda.
Yeah. It is the worst aura anti-magnet, whatever the like aura siphon that you could ever have, just because you look over at me in the turn lane and it's just beeping.
That was our conversation, was like, do you leave it on or not? Like, is your safety a priority over your aura in this moment?
What do you guys think at home? Put it in the comments. Chat, what do you think? I'm leaning aura.
Beep or no beep?
Beep or no beep?
Beep or no beep?
Ryan, how are you doing? What'd you do?
I'm doing great. Well, we did it together. That's whatever I did this weekend, we were together. Yeah, trick question. So me, Jake, our partners, the girlfriends, the fiancés, and our friends all went to Ren Fair. We all went to Ren Fair this week, so we dressed up. It was Time Travelers Week. So if you can guess, I've talked about one famous time traveler the entirety of this show. I was Optimus the Doctor. Prime. I was Optimus Prime. Yeah, I was Optimus. I could transform in everything and just and I like no. I was
a screwdriver.
Yeah. I was the Doctor. I was the 12th Doctor to be exact. And it was a blast. It was a ton of fun. I ran into, like, I think the best moment for me was there was this lady dressed up. Jake, you watched the whole thing transpire. There was this lady dressed up as a Dalek. And if you know anything about Doctor Who, the Dalek is like the arch nemesis of the Doctor. And she had like this silver pan on her, or like pot on her head. She had like a skirt with these ball orb things like taped to it. So she looked great. And I look up and there are two 11s with fezzes pointing their sonics at him, and everyone's like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Now's my moment." So I sprinted over, whipped out mine as 12, and like pointed it. Now everyone went, "Ah!" Because now all of a sudden 3 of us popped out, and I had this. This was my sonic. It's pretty cool. It's pretty chill. It does make noise. It's my favorite thing ever. My cats are freaked out by it, and so I'll just just. And they're just like, and they like, one of them just runs and the other one wants to fight it. And so,
you ever think that maybe they're aliens or whatever Doctor Who's about?
Yeah, they're like, oh no. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, they know too well. No. But it was Time Travelers Weekend, as I said, so we had a lot of fun and we got to walk around, and there were a lot of doctors there across. I got to see for those who watched the show, there was a 10 through 15, all the way, like different iterations, which was really cool. And so
One
it was
through
fun.
nine.
There was no nines. No.
Nope.
That'd be cool though. If someone did pull out a 9, that'd be sick because that very underrated. But no nines there, at least as far as I saw. But very nice.
No. That's okay.
Yeah. I got called doctor a few times, and I was like, I don't know about it. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Not even that. It's like, it's fun, but it's also like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I did not call anyone else doctor, but I was like, man, you look good, like, cool. And they're like, thank you, doctor. And they like walked away, and I was like, oh. Like, yeah. I don't know. Like, it just.
Ryan got stared at by a lot of guys.
I did, actually. I did.
Stared down. I watched it happen.
I was wearing, it was very hot. It was like 80 degrees in Columbus, Ohio. So, like, it was like I was wearing a 3-piece suit with, like, a velvet, like, jacket, like, top. It was hot. And so, yeah, it was rough for a minute there. But we surviving. We did it, and it was fun. Yeah. I had a blast.
Minimal sunburns, too, everybody.
Yeah, look at us, dude. Not even on the neck. Nothing there.
I ain't even looked.
To our local esthetician, we did not wear sunscreen, so sorry.
Why would we?
Yeah.
Trying to get a tan.
One person watching this pod is like, no, but that's okay. Anyway, that is enough for small talk. We have a quick micro segment before we hop into our first of 3 major segments, and that is, as always, what are we drinking? And so for those uninitiated, the way What Are We Drinking works is we all discovered, it's kind of funnily like enough together, that we each partake in something caffeinated to get us through our Monday night ritual that is this podcast. And we are always interested in what the other is drinking. And so we decided, why not make content out of it? So what are we drinking? And we're with us today for What Are We Drinking, as always, is Emily Keller, our lovely director behind the scenes. So now, with that, Emily, join us to the front. What are you drinking tonight?
Thank you for asking, Ryan. This week I'm switching it up a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you sound like an alien.
It's all right. Ryan, what are you drinking?
All right, she's back and the alien has returned.
Do I sound better?
No, it really sounds like you have like a voice modulator on. It's okay.
I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Jake. You're going to talk for her. There was literally a moment. I can't wait for our audience to hear this because it literally sounded like she was talking into a voice modulator. Just, I'm going to drop it into the chat. It's anyway.
I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at it because
it sounds.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
One more time.
It's still there. We're testing.
What the heck?
Pineapple Paradise with SpongeBob on the front. A Olipop. An Olipop. I couldn't see if there was an L on the side. An Olipop. Is that caffeinated? No caffeine, but pineapple Olipop with SpongeBob on the front. It's a pirate themed SpongeBob. He looks great. That's fantastic. I bet. Is it good? Is it delicious? It is delicious, says Emily. Yeah. Congrats on your Olipop. That looks delicious, and thank you for joining us. No, it's okay. Anyway, for our audio listeners, you heard it, but the Olipop, Emily is unhappy, but that's okay. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, happens to the best.
Jake, show us the beverage.
Put the bevy in the cup.
Put the bev on screen.
I'm gonna spill this. So I don't know if y'all can. No, not really.
What is
it's
that?
A Celsius.
Oh, how are we supposed to know that?
I don't know. I think it's the lime cherry or lime cherry limeade. I think is the Celsius. Yeah. So we got that in a cup. I let it get warm over the day.
Oh,
so I had to go in some ice. So it's a little watered down, but it'll do the trick. Ryan, what are you drinking?
You know me, just the average, everyday, basic. No, I lied. I'm drinking a White Monster. I'm mixing it up this week. I got you all. No, it's something not tea, nor leaf water, nor coffee. I'm drinking
White Monster for a White Monster.
Why?
You remember when I scanned that on set? I got this app, y'all. I think it's called Yuka. Scan stuff, figure out what's in it, all the nastiness, all the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that
White
is
Monster is
something.
probably one of the worst things.
I still want to stay ignorant of that, and I'm
Uh,
just gonna keep drinking them.
Just
I
gonna
don't
let
want
you
to know.
know.
Yep. Thank you,
If
man.
you
Thank
if you
you.
didn't want kids, you
I'm
definitely can't have them
I'm
now.
going to cut you off right there, and I'm going to keep drinking. It's one of those things where it's like la 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 la, like fingers in ears. I can't hear. Yeah,
Good
I
orange taste.
I'm gonna lovely white monster. Anyway, what an unhinged way to start the episode.
Yeah.
What an unhinged way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are What Are We Drinking? The micro segment to start the show. With that, we will get into our first segment, which is always box office news. As you can see by the graphic on screen, coming in at number 1 is One Battle After Another, followed by Gabby's Dollhouse, then The Conjuring, then in fourth is The Strangers Chapter 2, and fifth is Demon Slayer. So we will go back to the top, read all the numbers, and give you a deeper dive into what each film did and how well they performed in their positions. But first, before we go into the top 5, we're going to go over last week's predictions that we did. We so happily went through. And we were okay, but they weren't perfect. I hit the bullseye last week. I got the lightning struck, and I was hoping I could do it again, but alas, did not happen. This week, I got correct. One Battle After Another. I got The Conjuring was correct, and Demon Slayer was correct. So I got 3 of 5, and then
Dang,
Jake.
Ryan.
Hey man, I'm on a hot
I got
streak.
1.
Jake got 1 right, which was One Battle After Another. He predicted that the Spider-Man trilogy would come in second, with Strangers Chapter 2 as third, Conjuring fourth, and Predators fifth. Which Predators is not like the Predator you might think. It's a Chris Hansen MTV like investigates documentary.
I really thought that was gonna blow up.
There was always an opportunity to. The fact that Gabby's
I thought that was gonna
Dollhouse.
be like, well, yeah, that being a
How are we
kid's
supposed to
one,
know? How are we
but
supposed to know?
I was really expecting Predators to be like the Dahmer. I thought that was gonna be
Oh yeah.
huge. I thought that was gonna be like all over the internet. Everybody's freaking out, but apparently it wasn't like nothing
Well,
groundbreaking happened. I think is probably what it was. Just like a normal episode or a movie of it.
but thing is that like those do well on streaming, like
Yeah.
YouTube and on like Netflix or whatever. Like those do so well, and like the monster you're talking about, that is on Netflix. And so I think that people are just like, when I see stuff like that, I feel like even I'm like, I'll just wait till I get home, because then me and like I won't even lie. Me and my fiance, we will pause and talk about it and be like, what? And like we will have like discussion as the documentary is happening. Like we have fun with it, right?
I could never. Don't
No,
you dare stop in the middle of the show.
We are respectful if other people are watching it with us. We don't stop it if it's
No.
if it's just us. We will be like, what, and like talk about it. But if with those other people, we don't do that. But it's like, I feel like when I see like Chris Hansen and I see like Predators the documentary, like that'd be something me and my fiance would really enjoy. Like just taking in and just having fun the way we do with documentaries and just like absorbing it.
Sometimes my girlfriend and I will watch The Price is Right, like from
That's
the
cool
80s.
too.
From
Yeah.
the 80s.
That's actually sick.
But anyway, not to get off topic, that was just something that. Oh, and we don't stop it to talk about the prices of things. The prices of things.
Hold on, pause it. So what do you think? What do you think? Come on. Is it going to be 1 or is it going to be 5?
We live in the moment. That's how
Yeah.
long they have. If that's how long they have, that's how long we got.
But a
Easy.
documentary is so different because that's a game show.
Yeah. I guess
But-
so.
But I bet that is fun too. Anyway,
Moving on.
yeah.
I can't believe you got 3 out of 5.
got 3 out of 5. Jake got 1 out of 5. And we will have this week's predictions after we go through the top
I'm
5.
gonna get 5 out of 5 this time.
I believe in you. You got to catch the. If I get 2 before you get 1. Jake grimacing. And yeah. All we'll see is Jake just banging on his desk, just out of anger, rage baited. Anyway. Going back to our top 5, number 1 is Warner Brothers. Again, they find themselves back at the top of the box office with Paul Thomas Anderson's Leonardo DiCaprio starring action film titled One Battle After Another. The film earned $22.4 million domestically and pulled in $48.5 million globally, which are both decent numbers. The biggest driver to this near $50 million haul were premium viewing formats, including IMAX and 70mm film. While this is not only another win for Zaslav and Warner Brothers, and the largest profit for a debuting Paul Thomas Anderson film, who's had an illustrious career, this film will probably still struggle to make a profit, as the film had a price tag of $130 million to produce. When you couple that with the $200 million that was set aside for marketing, still got a long way to go at a $50 million reach after 1 week. It's got to reach around $300 million. Fans and critics alike seem to enjoy the film. Critics gave the film a 96% on the tomato meter, and fans gave it a very solid 85% on the popcorn meter. The IMDb synopsis is, quote, when their evil enemy resurfaces after 16 years, a group of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue one of their own's daughter. That being number one, we'll go ahead and move on. Coming in at number 2 is Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, a Universal and DreamWorks joint animation venture. The film earned $13.7 million domestically and $19.4 million worldwide, in both numbers in its opening weekend, on a $32 million budget, which are great numbers. The thing is, despite great reviews with an 80% on the tomato meter and a 95 on the popcorn meter, it still finished with around half of what it was forecasted to, which is makes you wonder why. The IMDb synopsis for that is, quote, Gabby and Grandma Gigi's road trip takes an unexpected turn when Gabby's prized dollhouse ends up with eccentric cat lady Vera. Gabby embarks on a adventure to reunite the Gabby cats and retrieve her beloved dollhouse before it's too late. I felt like I was reading another language because I'm so out of the loop with what that is. But anyway, going down the line here, at finishing third in its third weekend in theaters is Warner Brothers' The Conjuring: Last Rites. The final film installment into the horror franchise earned another $7.1 million domestically. This brings its global tally to $435 million. Finishing fourth is Lionsgate's The Strangers Chapter 2. The prequel-sequel pulled in $5.9 million on its debut. While not a bad mark for a film with an $8.5 million budget, fans and critics did not like this movie. The film earned an 18% on the tomato meter and a 58% on the popcorn meter, both of which are, as you can guess, not good marks. They're terrible. The IMDb synopsis is, quote, left stranded in a small town with no way out, Maya must once again face a night of terror courtesy of 3 deadly killers whose rampage she must put to an end. And lastly, finishing fifth is Demon Slayer, rounding out our top 5 after pulling in $4.8 million, adding to its already very well $115 million earned domestically. This brings its global tally to $608.2 million on a $20 million budget. If you were wondering, yes, this is a record. Sony's anime feature length now becomes the highest grossing anime in North America. That's your top 5. Other notes, Him, Downton Abbey, The Long Walk, all drop out of the top 5. Plummeted instantly. So that is where we land. Before we get to predictions, Jake, hit me with what you think about the top 5 and beyond.
I can't believe Gabby's Dollhouse. I mean, I did see stuff. So after the episode, I did look into like the predictions because I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
They had Gabby's Dollhouse at 1 all day. Not as much. They had it way more than what it made at 13. They had it like up in the 30s and 40s. And this was like a Reddit post. But
Oh.
I was like, what is this? What are they
Yeah.
thinking? And I actually started seeing a whole lot of marketing for one battle after another. And that might have been because Ryan sent me something on it. And then the algorithm was like, hey, this guy must like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also how algorithms work, everybody. If somebody DMs you something, you're going to get ads for it. That's how it works. So I guess I that's all I really have to say about the top 5. I was going to get ready for the predictions, unless you have something to say, Ryan.
Yeah, I feel like there was a little bit. I mean, we've talked on the show the dominance of the family friendly or the children's genre, right? That demographic is absolutely insane. It will always, always, always beat out any other demographic. There's a reason that YouTube Kids exists. There's a reason why childhood shows are so many different channels and networks catering towards that audience. The children's demographic is the highest grossing media form of entertainment there are, right? Like it billions upon billions every year. So I can completely understand why Gabby's Dollhouse was like projected so high, but I just feel like there was an overestimation as to how popular it was. Obviously, it has a lot of popularity, but the fact that it hit at right at or less than half of what it was projected. Yes, it still finished second, which is way more than we ever had, and we're just not the demographic for that. So why would we have ever heard of it? But yeah, I'm very curious as to where they missed the mark in the forecasting, because the fact that it earned less than half of what it was projected, where did they go wrong? Where did they overestimate? Right? Like I know
Well,
nothing about Gabby's Dollhouse.
yeah, and I mean that's just me talking out of my butt. I don't remember quite what it was, but it was up there. It was more than 13. I knew it wasn't in the teens. So these guys were definitely. I don't know where they pulled that from. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's in euros. Can't even tell. Anyway, and then they were swapping it back and forth between one battle after another, which I don't. Sorry, folks. I'm
No,
trying to
you're good.
find that again. But
I
anyway,
do I
I do want to say about some of the ones that didn't make it in the top 5. The Spider-Man trilogy, because I didn't know how wide it was going to be released, was only at 1,400 or almost 1,500 theaters, whereas I thought it'd be pretty wide at a 2,000. I'll come back to that. Him immediately dropping out of the top 5 after the first one, after the first week, only getting, like Ryan said, 20.7 million domestic total now.
mm,
I think the first week hurt it when everybody started saying, this is crap. Don't go
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Hit a hard. And then The Long Walk also dropping in its third week below him. But we have a re-release with Avatar: The Way of Water
I
next week.
know. I know.
And this is a limited, if I'm correct. Yeah, limited re-release. How many could it be going to? No idea. So, and one more thing before we go, the Rocky Horror Picture Show 50th anniversary re-release also happened this week to 112 theaters, which is really cool. And I forget that they do that. There is one in northern Kentucky or right on the river towards the east. It's a really
Yeah.
old theater, really awesome, and they show Rocky Horror Picture Show in
Which
it.
is
And
sick.
it only seats like a few hundred people. Like that's a lot of people, but like in the theater, it doesn't look like it could hold that many people.
Yeah.
I think they pack them in there, which is really awesome.
If you want a
But
good experience at the movies, go watch Rocky. Go watch
yeah,
not like the Sylvester Stallone Rocky. I mean Rocky Mountain Horror Picture Show.
The
Watch that,
Rocky Horror Picture
or
Show.
not
Yeah,
Rocky Mountain, Rocky Horror. Sorry,
yeah.
Rocky Mountain. Sorry,
So
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Go watch it.
the crowd interaction is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get into the predictions. Ryan, do you want to go first?
I can go first. We're gonna mix it up this week. So let's see if second place is like the lucky one.
Yeah.
I'm playing it very smart because, as Jake described, we do have a re-release. Avatar: The Way of Water. I saw it. The other one that could get me is Anemone. That's the one with the return of Daniel Day-Lewis. So that one could be one that we see that usurps some of the top 5, but I feel like neither of them will be there. Avatar I'm more scared of, but Anemone is another one that's an option. The rest of them outside of the ones I'm going to name as new, I'm not really scared of. So my top 5 for next week, as my prediction, I'm going to start with the Smashing Machine. Even though people are saying that it's not as good as what it was, I still feel like it's going to come out to number 1 just out of sheer curiosity. If we have the same thing happen this week that happened, or next week that happened to him this week, whatever. I don't think that'll be a big deal. However, I still think that the Smashing Machine with The Rock, with Benny Safdie, with as much hype as it's gotten, with people saying, "Oh my gosh, Dwayne, why do you look like that?" Like, I really think that it will have enough curiosity to push it to the top. In that exact note, except obviously subtract Benny Safdie and Dwayne Johnson, is why my second place is where it is. It's Good Boy. I think that the media response to Good Boy has absolutely propelled this film into something that people will go see, wanting to know if the dog lives, and the media team leaning into that because people Googled, like, it was like, that was like the number 1 search thing the day after the teaser release was, "Does the dog live?" And the team knows that, and they released more promotional material teasing that he could, or that they do know that he could live, but he could die. So it's like, ooh. So leaning into like that is, I think, genius by them, and I feel like a lot of people will go and see it. So I am excited to personally go see it myself. So I feel like now that's not a lead in to mean anyone else will go and watch it, but who knows? I think Good Boy will finish second. And then after that, it's just tried and true. I'm going to stick to my method of everything else just slides down because it's serving me, especially these last few weeks. One battle after another finishes third. Gabby's Dollhouse fourth, and then The Conjuring at fifth. I think that Demon Slayer will finally drop out. I think Strangers, being as bad as it is, will drop heavily, maybe even outside of the top 10. But I think that's where we will be. I think the top 3 as it stands will drop to 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll have the Smashing Machine and Good Boy replace it 1 and 2.
Gotcha. I'm throwing darts at the board here. I'm all over the place, folks. So there's a Taylor Swift thing coming out that I've got money on doing awesome. I've got it at first. I don't know anything about it other than I know the following.
Yeah.
And I know they got me. They got Taylor, I think. So it's not even on the predictions, but I saw, right? It's not even in Box Office Mojo predictions.
No, but it definitely is releasing, and it's going to be a big deal.
So I'm putting my money on that as number 1, folks.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to follow Ryan and say the Smashing Machine's going to be pretty good. It's going to be at the top. They got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There apparently is a following for him. We've talked about this back towards more Christmas time. It was the last time we really talked a lot about The Rock. And then we saw that he was coming out with a serious one. And we were like, oh, he's doing something different. We'll see. I think it's going to do good. I've got it at number 2. One battle after another. Ryan and I are actually the same. Put it at 3rd. And then I've got the re-release of Avatar: The Way of Water. I think it's going to do decently well. Probably high single digits. And then I've got Gabby's Dollhouse also in the high single digits, but I've got it at 5. And I'm actually putting Good Boy out of the top 5. I don't think it. I think I'm gonna go with my gut and what my girlfriend does. She doesn't watch any movies with dogs in them, and I think that a lot of people searching if the dog dies is they're in line with the girlfriend's point of view, saying, "I'm not watching a movie. Number 1, that's scary. I don't watch scary movies. Number 2, has a dog that potentially dies in it. I'm not watching that." And you just lost like a bunch of those Google searches. Especially when the marketing team leaned into, we don't know. You have to watch it. It's like, I'm not watching that. If there's a chance of a dog dying, I'm not watching it. And that's me quoting that demographic. So
No, of course. And there's always that opportunity. I think you pulled out a really great point with Taylor Swift. That is the other one of the ones we've named. We've got Avatar, Taylor Swift, which is called Party of a Showgirl, is what that one's called. I actually just tried to find if there was like some sort of hint at how wide of a release. Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing.
I know Cinemark, AMC, and I think another big chain had said that they were going to pick it up or were like hyping it. But yeah, right now I'm seeing AMC and Cinemark are both saying, yeah, we're so I would imagine it's going to get pretty wide. So that you might be very right with that. And Avatar, obviously, the same thing. So who knows? But I feel pretty confident about my list, and I feel like if it doesn't go my way, I feel like your list is a really good alternative.
I'm pretty rogue at this point. I mean, like I said, I'm throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping something 6. I think Ryan took a little bit more logical approach this go around, and I'm just like, yeah, that one looks good. That one, like, I'm betting on horses here. Like, I like that name.
You know, what is the old phrase? Time, like tried and true, time old phrase. I'd rather be lucky than good, and you know, that's all you need. It's just
he said that last time, and he got them all right.
I did get them all right. So who knows? And with that, are there any comments on the top 10 or beyond in the box office, or anything else with your predictions you want to talk about?
Let's see. Rocky Horror Picture Show was 20. I'm not seeing it. So we've got some Sony Picture Classics. Eleanor the Great. Not even sure. That's about it. Nothing in the box office that really is jumping out at me that we haven't already talked about. Hamilton's still in theaters. Sorry.
Let it go. Let it die.
It's in its 4th week. Still in 175 of them. There you go, folks.
I really think that's a great point to go ahead and jump off of segment 1. So, coming up after the break, has the age of AI actors finally arrived? And what's going on with Peacemaker and Fortnite? Hear about it after the break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Screen. You've made it to segment 2, which is our major stories. So we're going to hop into the biggest stories from this past week in Hollywood, entertainment, media, and beyond. If you're new here, we usually talk about like some film, a lot of AI stuff, because that's kind of what's prevalent right now. Last week we talked about Jimmy Kimmel and so that sort of stuff. So again, if you're new here, that's the kind of content we talk about. Hopping right into it, our first story. Major talent agencies have expressed interest in hiring an AI actress named Tilly Norwood. I am not making this up. This is not a drill. Sound the alarm. We're here. This is happening. This past weekend. Yeah,
I am not making this up.
I'm not making this up.
Guys, this is not fake news.
Links provided below. This past weekend, AI firm Particle 6 and CEO, listen to this name, Aline van der Velden.
Dang.
She is a former actress turned producer turned like tech Mongol. Officially launched a new company named Shikoya. And it's spelled with an X.
Well,
I'm sorry, I have to harp on how annoying this is as an English
German?
speaker.
Or
I want to say German, somewhere like more Eastern European. But anyway, I'm going to say these names a lot, so forgive me. But while at the Zurich Summit, which is an annual event hosted by the Zurich Film Festival, which is one of the bigger film festivals in the world, right? They host a film festival where industry leaders gather to discuss financing, future of distribution, and emerging technologies. So you might be asking, what is Shikoya? That's fine because, you know, as Deadline describes, it is, quote, an AI talent studio designed to create, manage, and monetize a new generation of hyper-real digital stars.
wow.
That is the point. And so this weekend, van der Velden was at the Zurich Summit to promote this, to unveil it, to officially launch Shikoya as a company with that as their goal. So the goal of these characters and these unique models, they will come with complete backstories, voices, evolving narratives as they age, but they will never die. But as time passes, they will continue to evolve like real people with full personalities. That's with quotes, full personalities. Particle 6 and Shikoya aim for these characters to be used in everything from film to television to podcasting and YouTube, even to video games.
Well,
This is all being built in their AI engine named Deep Fame, not Deep Fake, Deep Fame. The companies are working on a, quote, scalable portfolio of emotionally intelligent AI personas. What makes these characters unique, however, is the sheer scale of what they are able to do. Each character can engage in and maintain unscripted conversations, perform monologues, keep up with and respond to trends in real time, adapt their tone depending on which audience they're talking to, and more. And that's according to Deadline. This brings us to the rest of these characters, or one of these characters, I should say, Tilly Norwood. The AI actress has reportedly already attracted the attention of more than a few talent agencies, according to van der Velden, when speaking at a panel discussion, according to Variety. Still, according to van der Velden, many studios are, quote, quietly moving towards AI talent. According to Variety, the CEO stated, quote, we were in a lot of boardrooms around February time, and everyone was like, no, this is nothing. It's not going to happen. Then she continued, quote, then by May, people were like, we need to do something with you guys. Van der Velden continued by stating that at first, many were confused by exactly what Tilly was. Fast forward to present day, and they are now apparently only months away from naming the talent agency that will represent her. I repeat, a real-life talent agency, according to the CEO, is going to represent an AI actress. This past summer in July, Tilly wrote on her own Facebook, because yes, this AI has its own account, revealing that she had landed her first starring role in an AI-generated comedy sketch titled AI Commissioner. Two things to point out about this AI Commissioner 2-minute video that I watched. So you didn't have to, I should say. One, the video was made by Particle 6, so it was just them about them. It wasn't made by anyone else. She didn't land her own role. That's like us making a movie and me making myself the star and saying, I've landed my first big role. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. And two, in the funnier moment, and this might be just like a trailer. It didn't really say it. Just said, here's my first role. And it was like this film. Tilly was barely in it. Of the 2 minutes, she doesn't make her appearance until 1:20. I cannot make this up. Anyway, the AI posted some admittedly funny responses to the release, praising the team at Particle 6 is brilliant, which again is hilarious because Particle 6 is the company that made Tilly, stating, quote, I may be AI generated, but I'm feeling very real emotions right now. I am so excited for what's coming next, end quote. I just think that's hilarious. I won't stick on that too long because we'll talk about it, I'm sure, in a minute, but that is funny to me. Going back to the AI that is Tilly and looking at the company that created her, Shikoya claims that many an actor throughout Hollywood are already working with them to work on younger portrayals of themselves in future projects. Even estates have reached out to them to maybe revive dead IPs with actors who have since passed on. So the company's long-term goal is to create around 40 personalities and characters like Tilly, hoping to evolve them into their own universe. That's a quote. In which, as each narrative arc evolved for each persona, they would have an opportunity to correlate. They would have an opportunity to co-star, to jump in each other's stories. When one has an interaction and something happened, it can affect others. That's their goal. So, and crossovers was a big word that was used in the article. Van der Velden wants crossovers. Speaking of Van der Velden, she told Deadline, quote, we believe the next generation of cultural icons will be synthetic, stars that never tire, never age, and can interact with fans. But just like the best entertainment companies, the key isn't technology. It's the storytelling and people behind the stories. As you can imagine, there was a lot of backlash to this online. There was a lot of famous people saying, that's not right. That's not cool. And audience members were like, oh. But Tilly has gained somewhat of a following online on like TikTok. And I mean, her Facebook has like 3 followers. But like, it's weird that people are still already starting to follow this AI actress. Jake, I pose a question. Is this crazy? Or is it crazy? Because it sounds crazy, right?
I think it's crazy. I had so many different points and I let you speak and then I forgot them all.
I'm sorry.
But no, it's fine. I was just like, huh, that'd be funny to say right there. That's something smart. No, can't prove it. but hey, this is whack, man. This is not going to take off. I mean, I think I think something like it will eventually. I just don't think it's going to this particular instance at this time will take off. I don't think this one will see the light of day. It will not be Tilly. I'm going to put my money on that. It's not going to be her because every photo that we've seen on the pod here, because I was unaware of this story until we talked about it, because I want to give you the candid response, people at home. I want you to get the real, authentic Jake. But every photo she had like different teeth structure. And it was kind of like, okay, so I could tell that Tilly had braces in her childhood in that photo, and then now she doesn't. And I'm not teeth shaming here, but I kind of can get away with it. It's an AI, folks. But perfect teeth there. Other photos, not so much. And it's just kind of like, and I mean perfect teeth as in like they almost look veneer like manufactured, which she's an AI. Obviously, you can like the straightest, whitest teeth imaginable. But like, you know what I'm saying? Is like it's so varied now. There's no way that like, and I've seen the AI like trailers or clips for these movies that are coming out that are AI animation, and we're trying to get real people with this. No, I don't. Long time coming if it ever is her, and this company and Particle 6 and all of that. It's just not. I don't. This is a fad. This is one of those things that's gonna bite a lot of people who invest in it. I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna come and go. But where I do think there's money, and this has always been the talk and always been in pop culture, is the hologram like performances and meeting the holograms of dead people and but an AI controlling them or being the mind behind it. And like and eventually I would assume that they're just gonna jump from hologram to animatronic and and they're just gonna build the Boston Dynamics robot that looks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But I just think because I fully love cyberpunk and the dystopian like Blade Runner type. Like I just feel like there's a level, and Blade Runner's actually got animatronic and robot people, but like the holograms that we saw in 2049 with
Yeah.
the right, there was a singer, there was Elvis, I think.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna see that. I think there you're actually gonna be able to talk to Elvis and he's gonna perform and all of that and
Well,
be an AI.
for that, that's like there's a level of like animation and like light show to that. I feel for some reason like I feel like that's more doable than what we've seen here. And so to go back to Tilly, for
Yeah.
our audio listeners, the AI looks like across. You can tell the kind of like two or three actresses that they fed the model. Particle 6 fed the model. It's like Jessica. She looks like Jessica Alba, but also kind of like Florence Pugh a little bit. Like just like with the eyes. Like there's just certain things about it that I'm like I could see different like actresses that I'm like okay. Like I could see like dark hair, big brown eyes with really straight like eyebrows. Like you could see where like they would have come for these different actresses and said, okay, here, throw it, like make it a conglomerate of these so it looks kind of like this. That's kind of what it looks like.
But slightly different in almost every photo.
Yeah,
And I'm
right.
not
Like,
just talking about teeth here, but like every
Yeah.
single photo was just kind of like something changed. The
yeah, you
chin is
could
a
just
little
tell.
lower, or like it's just not this constant facial structure that a human would have in a photo versus a photo versus a photo versus a
Yeah.
photo. Like AI just can't do that yet.
And so I watched the 2 minute whatever they put out with the AI commissioner, and it won the content of it. They were trying too hard to be like edgy, like The Office edgy, but like taking it a step further. So it was kind of cringy. But secondarily, it's like everything you said is exactly what it was like. You don't have to watch it. It's not good because the point of it, or the point I'm making, is it just still feels like we're years away. It's just watching it. I'm like, this still like I could see extra fingers still. I can see clipping. Like these things that we've said have been problems and why AI at this stage is not going to take over the way that people say it will. It will at some point probably, but not today. Because of those things, it's still you could see that. So I don't I mean, if you want to watch it out of curiosity just to see where we go from here, sure. But don't watch it expecting anything good because it's not. Like it's in terms of content it's trying too hard, but in terms of actual visuals, it still looks like AI slop. Like I've seen better. I've seen like anything you've seen from Google VO, that stuff is it
Yeah.
still blows Particle 6 out of the water. So
Yeah.
that's where I think we will see the first one of these is from Google. If trends
Something
continue.
something Emily said is that she looks like Haley Steinfeld and Maya.
Yes.
I agree more with Emily on this that I think it's heavily influenced by
Haley
Haley
Steinfeld.
Steinfeld.
I thought that earlier, but I forgot the name, and then I
If
couldn't
I
get
had
it
to
back.
like say the majority of the percentage of the actress that went into it, I had to 100% agree that it's Haley Steinfeld was the base.
It does
Has
look
to
like
be.
Haley Steinfeld. Yes.
So
Completely
and then there was
accurate.
another one that I was thinking of, but along the same lines as Haley Steinfeld, basically.
You could
So
really see the archetype. Like you know exactly what they went for. She's also British.
the Solo movie. So Emilia Clarke, I think, is one I would probably also attribute is
Kind
Emilia
of.
Clarke.
I could see a little bit of Amelia Clark. I think I see if Haley Steinfeld is the correct answer, but I feel like
Yeah.
I see a lot of Alba in there, Jessica Alba. It's like those two specifically.
So we could talk all day about the parents of an AI,
Yeah. But
but
anyway, yeah, the content itself, I just feel like the backlash was warranted because the idea that the statement, the next generation of cultural icons will be synthetic, is very short sighted. I feel like that is very, it's, it's at the point where like when you're in this position and you're trying to be a trendsetter and you're trying to curb the market, you have to say things that people will look at and disagree with. You have to be blasphemous almost, but it really comes across as ignorant because it's like, look, we know AI's here and we know it's going to do stuff like that. We know it's going to like, especially with the work that they're contacted by Hollywood to do, like bringing back, let's say, like the big one, James Earl Jones, start like Darth Vader himself. We know AI is going to be used to bring his voice back. There will never be another Darth Vader because he explicitly said earlier, like the estate said earlier this year that they could use his voice to continue using the character. That is something that was in his will. We know it's going to happen, right? This is
Yeah.
a company that could make stuff like that happen. That's where we will see AI or younger versions because CGI of like a young Harrison Ford in the last Indiana Jones movie looked terrible. So using an AI version, if an AI version gets to that point, I think whatever, that's fine. But the idea that the next cultural icons will be synthetic, I think that's super short-sighted. I think that's a lot of tunnel vision, and I think it's completely ignorant.
Box office got updated. I'm about to take Ryan's wins away.
Oh no.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
I got more than you.
No.
Yeah, Demon Slayer jumped to 3.
You know what's interesting about that? Actually, finish what you're saying, then I'll go back.
So one battle after another. Gabby's Dollhouse, that has not changed. We both got the first one right, and we both got the second one wrong.
Okay.
Demon Slayer coming in 3rd. I also thought Spider-Man was going to come in 3rd. You thought it was Conjuring.
Okay.
Both wrong there. The Conjuring comes in 4th, which I got right. So I got 2. And then Strangers is 5, which nobody got that. So
you know what's interesting is I meant to comment on it earlier and I forgot in our conversation. So going back to box office to give you the updated numbers as they happen. Again this week, the dailies and Box Office Mojo disagreed. And again, the dailies was correct.
Interesting.
So if you guys want your box office numbers as they happen at 8 in the morning or prior every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sign up for the Daily's newsletter. Not sponsored, but they are getting it right more than Box Office Mojo.
Huh.
I don't know where they're getting. I'm going to start going by the dailies because that's 2 weeks in a row now.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. I really did mean to bring that up before, but yeah, good for them. Anyway.
I derailed the AI conversation just to get a short win out of Ryan. Sorry,
Anyway.
Bro. I did get more than you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm
Fine, I guess I'll
But-
let you have it.
To be fair, he got a 5 in a row. I had to do something about that. I bought 10 tickets. I bought so many to Demon Slayer just to pump it up.
If you listened very carefully when I was gloating earlier, you could hear his mouse going, he like clicking like vigorously. Yes.
So, but dude, this AI, like my mind went immediately to Harrison Ford, and I'm just gonna see an AI Harrison Ford Han Solo.
Yep. Star Wars is going to be the worst for it because Luke
I know.
Skywalker, like it really will be. Think about another one too. We're in that same path, right? Star Trek. When Sir Patrick Stewart passes away, you know Jean-Luc Picard's going to show up.
Yeah, and it's gonna look so X-Men.
Oh yeah. Professor X shows up, and it's just going to look like AI slop at least for until I don't know 20 years in the future. Like for the next 20 years, it's going to just be terrible.
And the thing is like CGI, and I go back to, I'm thinking like Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian, where Disney's, I mean, they might have been on a more limited budget than they would have been with a movie, but like de-aged Mark Hamill in The Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker as the big reveal in the season finale.
Of season 1, yeah.
It's like AI is not better than that, and that is still pretty bad. Like when I saw video game Luke Skywalker on the TV screen, I was just like, okay, all right.
So here's the thing with that too is that like there's no excuse right now to be using AI simply for the fact that you have, for example, that perfect example. There is somebody who has been fan cast as a young Luke Skywalker who's a real life breathing human being that people love, and it's old Winter Soldier himself.
Yeah.
But now I'm blanking on names, but
Stan?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now we have to look at the name because I'm blanking.
Sebastian Stan.
Yes, Sebastian Stan. Yes.
Sebastian.
Yes, Sebastian Stan. People have talked about Sebastian Stan being a young Luke Skywalker for years. They've even gone as far as to like Photoshop him as Luke with just the long hair, just using his face, and he looks great. He looks like Mark Hamill.
Oh wow, that's actually great. I just thought, yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't it? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's
so people
very close, folks.
And it's like you have this guy who could lead this franchise if you wanted to keep using Luke Skywalker, and I'm sure Mark Hamill would put his graces on it.
Dude, you know how much money they would make if they did like a Legends or like Luke Skywalker in Legends is one of the most powerful beings in the entire galaxy. And if they just cast Sebastian Stan in a movie like that of him doing one of the crazy feats that he does in the comics, printing money.
Just call it Skywalker. Money. Yeah, just call it Skywalker.
Whatever you got to do, whatever you want to name it, dude. But
No, yes, but to go back, they would much rather save money and go AI and try to make him be AI slop on screen rather than going with Sebastian Stan and just using him when you know he would probably do it.
Well, the problem is they're not even going to do the do the idea to begin with.
No, but that's a prime example of
Yeah. Yeah.
easy money or like an easy way to make it still human, but because the technology and because everyone right now is running to curb, like to hit the corner before everyone else does, right? So I don't know. It is unfortunate, and I have no problem with trying to advance technology, but I do have a problem with just ignorance. And this sounds very like it almost sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. Like it feels very. I'm just going to say something because I want people to pay attention to me, and I have nothing to show for it other than this terrible 2-minute video. And I'm just going to hope that in 6 months to a year that I can prove you wrong. That's what that sounds like. Can they still come around and it be something cool? Yeah, but like also like that phrasing, that language of the next generation of cultural icons will be synthetic is very I don't know. That just does not word right.
Let's see here. I'm looking at her Instagram right now, and it's just
Tilly Norwood.
yeah.
Norwood.
This ain't the same chick. I'm kidding. Okay.
Anyway,
Let's move on. I'm
on
not
that note, we-
into this.
we will move on to the second story in our major news segment, which is following the massive twist at the end of the most recent episode of James Gunn's Peacemaker, Fortnite. We're talking about Fortnite. Their creator, Epic Games, pulls the show's collaboration from the game. This is my warning, and this is my one warning. So those listening who have not been caught up on Peacemaker, Jake, you are excluded from this. You have to stay. You can go.
I am caught up.
Oh, you are caught up? Sorry, I didn't realize. I thought you said you weren't before we recorded. Never mind.
I won't be next week.
Got you. That's what you said. Sorry, I thought you said you weren't this week. Anyway, for those who are not caught up on Peacemaker, just turn away, or we'll put a timestamp in the video or something to where you can like go away and then come back because we don't want to spoil it for you. But I'm giving you a warning that you will be if you don't stop listening. I've done this and written this for those who stick around as best as I can to where I don't give away certain details, but there's one major detail that's going to get spoiled because it's the point. So discretion, it's been there. Sorry. Anyway, you have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're moving on. The story. Not only has Epic Games disabled the in-game emote titled Peaceful Hips, a collaboration with them and DC Studios to bring awareness to the new episodes of the show Peacemaker, but the publisher is now reaching out to Warner Brothers and DC Studios to, quote, inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collab emote, says Epic Games via IGN. The reason for such a swift and vague comment? For those still listening who haven't been keeping up with the James Gunn's latest installment into the DCU, Season 2 of Peacemaker follows the title character as he discovers a hidden portal that leads to an alternate dimension, one that sees everything negative about his current life turn positive. Deceased family members now live happily, rocky relationships are not only mended, but they flourish, and the anti-hero who only wants to be loved is praised as a true hero. Why is this bad, you might ask? And what's the twist? Well, this dimension takes place within what the DC calls Earth X, a reality wherein Nazi Germany succeeded in not only winning World War II, but conquering the world. Yeah, it takes a really crazy twist. If that sounded crazy, it was, because it kind of came out of nowhere. After this was revealed in the latest episodes, Fan Online went nuclear, if you can imagine, and heated debate would follow. Many pointed out that the dance number that serves as the show's intro might include some Nazi symbolism, potentially hinting at the twist from the very beginning. The same dance, mind you, that serves as the basis for the emote now found in Fortnite. Those just as shocked to see the twist were Epic Games. Because despite partnering with the developer, it seems that James Gunn and company never explicitly said that the dance could be used for potentially something more, which is kind of funny. Epic Games finished their statement by saying, quote, assuming it's not coming back, we'll issue refunds in the next few days. Sorry, folks, end comment, which is, again, kind of pointing you to where they feel. And that was according to IGN. Gunn, up to this point, has been radio silent and has been hesitant to say anything about the whole controversy as it be. So, Jake, what do we think?
Well, first of all, even if Gunn and DC say it isn't. Um, I saw a lot of people in the comments being like, it was pretty darn obvious if you watched Peacemaker that it was Earth X. I mean, there was no people of color, no minorities, not a lick,
Yeah.
no American flag being shown, and if there was one, it was covered up, and just really odd stuff. So not only being Fortnite is do your research. Number one, if you're going to collab with something, which I know they collab with a lot of people, and they need to have a bigger research department if they're going to like research into every little small thing. But there is a
Yeah.
level of this is DC. This is, I mean, a little bit more raunchier than a Marvel might be.
Yeah.
Which Marvel has its own alternate Nazi universe as well. Um, but come on, like, and you didn't watch it and just, I don't know. Like I can't feel sorry for Fortnite, I guess, is what I'm saying here. Secondarily, a lot of people are like, if you look at the movements, it makes an H. Like people are saying like that's what some people's argument is like
Yeah.
the arm movements that Peacemaker makes in Fortnite don't make a swastika. But that's nor here nor there. Really, I guess, at the end of the day, it's whatever I guess the mass media says it is, regardless
Yeah.
of the intention of DC or Gun. It's kind of at the discretion of Fortnite to put it back in, or Epic Games to put it back in, and because of how the people took it, and the people take it as a swastika, that's what it's going to be, and you will not see it in Fortnite again.
Yeah, and so on that note, because there are multiple ways to take this and multiple things to comment on. First, the side of discourse that is saying you have to get rid of it are saying that people will use it as like hate, and they will use it
Yeah,
to
that
to,
too.
to attack other players because
Gamers are notorious for.
yeah. So even
Yeah.
if it turns out that that's not what it was, the fact that this is out there now, people will use it to bully
Yeah.
other people, and that's just the way things happen, right? Especially
It
online.
won't be back, guys.
No, no. And so secondarily, I think the big reason that people are suspecting that it is, and to be honest, knowing James Gunn and seeing that we are already there, it's not shocking. Like it's really not. Like the idea that he would put something to kind of hide it, and it's been because the thing is, when you first turn on season like or episode 1 of season 2, that's literally the first thing you see. So the idea that he would put something there to hint at what it was going to be would totally be up his wheelhouse, knowing like seeing how he has been and how he holds himself. But secondarily, what I've seen online is, and it could have been recreated, it could have been fake, but people were pointing at this animation of Donald Duck from around World War II era, where he was doing that exact same dance in a Nazi outfit, like portraying like Hitler himself. So like that's like the idea is that like they're using that dance, and so for those who don't know, the dance is like, how do I describe it?
No,
It's at
go
the very,
ahead, dance.
No.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not going to do it. But at the very beginning of let me just recreate this real quick. No, at
Just
the very
back- just
beginning,
backs up, he
yeah.
starts.
No, wait. No, yeah. But to describe it, he steps forward and he throws one arm down and one arm up, and then he does it the other way. So like as one arm's down, when it flips down, the other arm flips up. And what people say is that is supposed to be making a certain symbol that
I'm gonna tell Emily to
YouTube
cue the.
YouTube will not like. Yeah,
Hey.
we could see it for our visual watchers. We have an image of it. Yeah,
So that's with his 2 arms down. So he'll usually put one up.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he'll flip it. He'll flop it. Anyway, but peaceful hips.
Yeah, because he thrusts those bad boys in the
Oh,
dance. But
there
yeah,
you
so
go.
there you go. Yeah, that for our visual watchers, that's what it looks like in the game, and that's what he does in the number.
Yeah.
I've seen people point to this World War II era animation of Donald Duck, or no, not Donald, Daffy Duck, sorry, who's doing that very same thing in that garb, in that Germany era memorabilia, and it's supposed to be that representing that. And so to be honest, that probably is what it is, and I wouldn't be shocked, especially as like a storytelling motif. The guy does not care. I mean, you think back over the summer, it's pretty obvious what Jahanpur is supposed to be in Superman, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like this is just another comment on that note, and I'm not shocked. But I kind of have two trains of thought in terms of like the discourse between Epic and DC. One being, I think it's hilarious that James Gunn and company were like, let's just not say anything, because on their mind. Because let's go back and take a wider picture. Gunn did not let critics see past episode 5.
Right.
So it would make sense that if he's not letting critics see or test audience see past episode 5, that he wouldn't let Epic Games in on the joke or on the twist, right? But it's funny
Right.
that like a week after Epic Games is like, all right, yeah, superhero dance move, haha, funny. It's like Nazi. Like that's like the idea of that is so funny, and it's just like, yo, James, what's that, huh? Like
It makes you wonder if they even ran the dance by Gunn,
nope,
like
nope.
the other way around, where like why would Gunn not at least tell him, no, probably not on that dance. You got any other options?
It does
Like I
make me
feel like
wonder, was it like a marketing team with another marketing team? And they're like, yeah, just use the number, yeah. And so
and
he
they
had no
haven't seen
idea.
it either.
Yeah, people love the dance
Uh,
number, yeah. That could have been what it was. I mean, to be honest, who cares? Like,
And they could have done the dance number from season 1 and it'd have been fine.
yeah, which I think the season 1 opening is a lot better than season 2.
Well, yeah.
Shocking, I know. But anyway, I've seen like the other half of this. Like we're focusing on like the story side and like Peacemaker side and like the companies. There is a broader conversation about like, will Epic Games ever work with DC again? Don't care. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, dude, money.
Yeah, well, when you best believe when the second Superman movie comes out, Man of
Batman?
Tomorrow or Batman, you know they're going to be in there. So that's
Yeah.
like another piece of discourse and like people are debating is like, will
No.
Epic
No
work
grounds.
with will Epic work with Warner Brothers again? Like, yes, they will. But
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably one of the worst takes you could have. I mean, that is like the coldest. No, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very cold. It's not like it's not going to work. So I don't know. I just think it's funny to talk about, but yeah, I have a couple thoughts about this. It's funny that Epic Games is like, it's probably not coming back. We're asking them about it. And James Gunn, if James Gunn was involved, he's just like, you didn't ask. Like, yeah, you didn't ask. And so if you
Rage
haven't,
baited.
yeah, if you haven't watched Peacemaker, watch it because it's pretty good. Very
It is
fun.
rated R.
It is rated R. Yeah, Don't watch with your kids. If you
Yeah,
have
watch the
kids.
ratings. There might be some nudity. There's definitely killing, all that junk. If you're not into
There
it.
is. I'm gonna actually go a step further. There is definitely nudity. Don't say might, because there is definitely nudity in Peacemaker.
For all
But-
you gooners out there.
Yeah. This is your show. But no, I think it's hitting all the right notes. I think it's a fun twist. And the thing is, to go back to your point about the discussion about Earth X, I had seen the prediction of it being Earth X weeks ago. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
no,
something
this
that,
is
like,
not
new.
few episodes in. People were like, "That's what it is." Come on, guys. There's no black people.
Right, like
Literally,
I
like
had
that's
seen
all.
that
the
online
comments.
too, and so it's like I wasn't necessarily shocked. It was interesting. Like, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, here we go, because that's going to create. And I'm not going to get too deep into the woods of like the actual story, but like that makes a whole new set of like dilemmas for our title character, which I think is interesting. And so I like where it's going. I don't see why people are so up in arms about it. So what? It's not. I promise you, by the end of it, we will not be in a point where we're saying, I can't believe they're promoting Nazi Germany. That's just not what's going to be. So relax.
Because we have like the vigilante side arc. Which
is hilarious.
Which is awesome. I think they're gonna team up. I think it's gonna be crazy double
Yeah.
vigilante because they're both straight shooters. Like they're not. As
Yeah.
soon as like vigilante talks to the other one, or our vigilante versus Earth X vigilante, because Earth X vigilante is, he's a good guy. He works with or is the leader of Sons of Liberty, which is
Yeah.
the peace group or the anti-Nazis.
Yeah.
And both of them are the exact same copy. However, one of them's friends with the Peacemaker that's not a Nazi, and the other one hates the Peacemaker of his world because he is a Nazi. And so I think we'll just see a vigilante team up. And the only way to tell the difference, I actually saw somebody point out in a TikTok, is the Earth X one has gold glasses and ours has silver.
Oh,
That's how you can tell.
slick. That's slick. Okay, yeah, I think Vigilante is the best character. He's so
Yeah.
freaking funny.
Yeah.
Ask me about
So-
Manta Rays. It's just like it's just such a funny.
No,
I know everything about spiders. Ask me.
and he doesn't. He doesn't.
He
That's
knows nothing about these animals that he's asking. But anyway,
And then finally, I would like to say that I've seen somebody say that we're going to get GI Robot in live action, which is from Creature Commandos, the animated series. GI Robot meets his demise, unfortunately. If you haven't seen it, get spoiled. but we're gonna see him in this hopefully.
That'd be sick.
So yeah, it should be fun. Maybe I don't know. Does Creature Commandos take place before?
I think it does,
It
but
might.
it's got Rick
Oh.
Flag Sr.
Yeah. So,
I'm
but like he's working with Waller, so that
yeah,
makes me
definitely.
think
Yeah, definitely.
that it
Because
was
well,
before.
let's get off this train of conversation, move on
Yeah.
because we're getting closer to the spoilers that I tried to omit.
Oh
If
no.
you listen through our whole thing, there is so much story we didn't get to. We just talked about the most recent big release or big twist. So go watch it because we didn't tell you anything about anybody. You know nothing, relatively speaking. And on that note, that'll be the end of our second segment of Beyond the Screen. So, coming up after the break, we have 4 more trailers for you from this past week and what you should know before you go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Screen. You've made it to segment 3, which is always our quick hits and our trailers. Usually, if we have a third big piece of news, these last few weeks we haven't, we will go over that here, but alas, we don't. So we're just going to go straight into trailers. But before we do that, thank you guys so much for being here. I always, every week, get on my soapbox right before we end the show and segment 3 because, again, you've been here for an hour. We've got a little bit more to go. And the fact that you allow us to do this is insane. And I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I love, and I know these guys do too, we love talking about AI and how it's going to shape the future. We love talking about what James Gunn and John Cena, I guess, in that extent, are going to do if Fortnite's not using their skins anymore. Oh, no. But it's like, it's fun to talk about. It's fun to kind of have like a mental exercise of like, what do we think? And we would love to hear what you guys think. So comment down below. But going back to the point, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing us, me and my friends, to do this. And just be creative, allowing us to flex our creative muscles, allow us to be opinionated and to speak out on things that we feel passionate about. So thank you again. Again, as I said, comment and subscribe. Tell which family member this week, Jake?
You caught me off guard.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with son-in-law.
You have a son-in-law out there. Tell your son-in-law about this show, your favorite podcast. Call your daughter up right now and say, I need to talk to your husband. I need to talk to your husband quick. Put him on the phone. And the second that he answers the phone, he's like, hello, you got to cut him off. And you got to say, watch this podcast Beyond the Screen, and then hang up. Then text him a link.
Oh my gosh.
And then see
What's
what
it
happens.
up?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly
What do you
that. Yeah. Babe, your dad's weird. And then it's
Want
move
a
on.
divorce.
This is the final straw. Your dad's too weird. I can't do it. But on the bright side, you will have shared the link and you will have fulfilled your mission sent to you by us. So on a serious note, we love you. Thank you for being here. And this would not be a thing without you. So sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts, we love you and thank you for being here. And with that, well, I guess we can do it, Jake. Come on. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we're.
Yeah,
Is
we're
it
doing
it this side.
No, this way. Hold on.
I can't tell.
No, you got it. You stay there. You got it. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Can't tell.
Close
Because
enough. That's
on
it.
my screen we're opposite sides.
No, on my screen we're like that, and you'll see it in the video, and those at home saw it too. We made a heart, ladies and gentlemen. With that,
To the audio listeners, it just sounded fun. It just
yeah.
sounded
Can you
weird
imagine?
and
Everyone,
odd.
close your eyes, watching at home, and just imagine. Okay, move it like that. Yep, hold it there. Hold it there. Stop.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, audio listeners.
We'll go ahead and move on. We do not prefer one over the other. You're right. We love you, audio listeners. Thank you for those who listen to us in the car on the way to work. With that, our first of 4 trailers will be Avatar: Fire and Ash, and then we will move on to The Bride, then Lazarus, and lastly, It. Welcome to Derry. We've seen a few trailers from a couple of these already, specifically Avatar and It. Welcome to Derry. But these are the officials for those who have seen these before, and we'll continue to talk about them. But starting off, as I said before, we'll go to Fire and Ash.
We don't have.
Oh, we don't have fire and ash?
You're doing another one first. Well, let's do Lazarus. I'm choosing Lazarus first while I upload it.
Okay. The
Okay.
alien returned.
He took his own life. In his office.
Something doesn't feel right. There's been a lot of suspicious deaths over the years. My sister. It was 25 years ago. Yeah, but 2 unsolved deaths. And for both of them, the culprit never caught. Where are you? I think whoever killed Sutton killed Dad. Dad's suicide note. It's not over. It's some sort of code. It is messing with my mind. Care to elaborate?
You okay, son?
Let me tell you, this might not have been where I had expected us to start, but I'm happy to be here because this was Lazarus, which is an Amazon Prime original coming out later this year. That looked great. I'm a huge fan of, like, again, I feel like I've talked about it before. The Devil's Hour, which is another Amazon. It's made by, I think that this was probably a BBC production too, or if not BBC, just like one of the British production houses. It sounds like it. It looks like it. I love it. I love the watch British like crime thrillers. Do it like Broadchurch and The Devil's Hour, man. Oh my gosh, 2 great shows, and this feels like that. I love the mystery about it. There's just something about that grittiness that just absolutely gets me going that I'm like excited about. So I didn't expect to start here, but we're here, and Lazarus sounds fantastic. It looks great. For our audio listeners, I'm sorry you couldn't have watched it, but you could hear it. You could hear the drama, and you could hear the kind of the tension building. I love it. Thriller is probably one of my, if it's not my favorite, it's right there with my favorite genre, just because the art of filling that bubble before you burst it is just so like the ability to make people feel that tension is just such an art. And so stuff like this, it really intrigues me.
From the full trailer, which I have to watch to edit these, I thought it was all over the place because in the full trailer he meets a psych ward patient, and he's talking a lot about God and punishing Lazarus, which is the last name of the main character, and then he gets a call about his dad dying, and then now he goes on to a murder mystery and he's trying to solve it, but he's a psychiatrist trying to solve it, the murder of his sister from 25 years ago, and then now his father, who both are now unsolved murders, he says. And now he's also being haunted by what I would assume to be deceased patients of his, as well as his family. I guess it is a what is this called? A thriller, or
Yeah, like
a murder mystery thriller, I guess, kind of. And so
sounds like paranormal sci-fi vibes.
paranormal murder mystery. How about that?
Yeah,
Sci-fi paranormal murder mystery. If
And
we
the
had
thing
to
is,
label it.
the thing is, now that is definitely the most convoluted, like the 3 shows I've listed, which were, again, Broadchurch, The Devil's Hour, and now Lazarus. That is probably the most convoluted and bloated of the trailers and introductions. But this is not the first time. I mean, The Devil's Hour is very science fiction-y and paranormal-y, and it was great. And from what I took away from it is it felt like it was trying to do the opposite of what we talk about with. We've complained about it multiple times, and I'm sure we will definitely hear about it today. But the idea of a trailer giving away the entire movie, that felt like it was trying to give you details to where it felt confusing and you didn't know where it was going to go, because that's the point, right? Like, they're instead of saying we're going to introduce you to the breadcrumbs in each episode over a course of time, it's like, why don't we just offer you these pieces that don't seem like they fit, and then watch it and you'll see, which I actually find very intriguing. That's very intriguing to me. It could, now the danger with that is that it could just be bloated and convoluted the entire time, or it could be a very well done, intricate, winding spool of mystery that unveils itself in a beautiful way at the end.
Yeah.
But this does kind of, with that description, it does kind of feel like more of a 50-50 chance. But I love that style so much that I'm going to go into it with high hopes. I said it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get burned, but I'm going to be hype until I'm not.
And I am not hype. I did not. This is not up my alley. Ah,
That's
Sixth
okay.
Sense.
Nope. We will not stop. I'm gonna breeze right by that, and we're gonna move on. I feel like Jake, we should watch these together and do like a review. We always say this every episode. Like, why don't we like review it? Why don't we talk about it? Maybe not Lazarus, but something similar. I wanna see if we can do the mystery thing and be like, what do we think? Twisting into like fingers.
Are we betting on what it's going to be and whoever's
That'd be kind of
closest?
cool. That'd be a cool little series. Is like we follow a show as it
We're
releases. or
gambling
something.
addicts, everybody. We love to bet.
Yeesh. I'm gonna. Whoops. Anyway, the next trailer. We'll go ahead and move on to what we got next.
Was I just the same before the accident?
There wasn't any accident. Everything we did it on purpose. There is nothing left to do now but live.
I apologize for our viewers because the laugh is very loud and they did that on purpose because it's loud everywhere. And I didn't know what was coming up next, and I won't lie, it kind of got me a little bit. I was like, oh. So I apologize if that was loud at home.
I knew it was coming,
I didn't.
and I didn't tell you.
Well, thanks. Anyway, that was The Bride, which is this is one of 3 Frankenstein movies coming out this year. This one is, I don't remember who's directing it, but we have Maggie Gyllenhaal, who stars alongside of Bale, Mr. Christian Bale himself. Maggie,
It's going to be another star-studded performance by Bale, I feel.
Of course. And Maggie plays the bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And it's kind of following the idea that Frankenstein's been on this earth. And what I love about Frankenstein as like a concept is that he understands he's very smart, right? Like we've talked about this, the idea that Frankenstein, especially Mary Shelley, when you go back to the original that she wrote, he is a genius. Frankenstein is a very intelligent creature like Dr. Frankenstein that created him, right? I should probably just call him the monster because Dr. Frankenstein. He is a very intelligent creature who's very, very calculated, very meticulous. And I feel like we get that a lot with what Christian Bale looks like as the monster. The idea that the monsters or the bride was made for the monster, and the monster has lived in this world and understands what it's like. And so as a creature reborn and is something that is an amalgamation, something that is considered evil and a demon, right? It just kind of looked down upon. The idea of him walking her through, and in the trailer later, you see like they get separated and you hear the bride like yelling, and there's a scene where the monster absolutely demolishes somebody. And she watches, and he describes how that's like a good thing. Like, we have to do that. So I am very intrigued. This is a different perspective and a different take on the others, especially with the only one we've seen outside of this was Guillermo del Toro's with Jacob Elordi and Oscar Isaac. We've seen the trailer for that one, and that one looked good too, but that one looks a lot more traditional. This one feels, to be honest with you, until I watch Guillermo's, this one is more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. This is so this one is taking place in the 1900s. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it's got to be relatively modern. Can you look that up for me, Ryan? But in this one, he still needs a doctor to create his wife, and so they work together, the bride. And so Bale seeks out a doctor, I think in Chicago. And they work together to collect her. So we get to see the story of the bride and how she came to die, and then they collect her body, and then they hook her up and create the bride for the monster. And then they become like, I think this is like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of story. and that's how it will likely end if I'm going to be betting on it. But this is like I think it's what time frame is this, Ryan? That might help me back it up.
1930 Chicago.
I was wondering
Yeah.
if this was the 30s, and I think it's gonna be a Bonnie and Clyde.
That looks actually kind of sick. And I was wrong. I'm dumb. I was not incorrect about Maggie Gyllenhaal being in it. She's the director. I completely whiffed on that. It is Jessie Buckley that plays the bride. I am so sorry. Maggie Gyllenhaal is the director and a producer, and Jessie Buckley plays the bride with Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster. And I will say, when you look up the bride on Google, it says Jake Gyllenhaal is in it. Right now.
Oh yeah, he is. I think he could be the doctor.
He could be Dr. Frankenstein. So
no, the other doctor in Chicago.
Okay.
This is a different doctor. This is like I don't know why. It's a completely different doctor. I'm pretty sure.
Right now, Peter Sarsgaard is going to play a detective.
Yeah, I knew Gyllenhaal wasn't the What is the title of this? This is
The Bride.
The Bride. Sorry, The Bride. I typed in Frankenstein hoping something would show up, and I got Jacob Elordi. Because mind you, this is the second Frankenstein movie we showed a trailer for in the past. I mean, within this month.
Yeah. 5 weeks at most.
But then we've got a third.
Yeah, there is a third one coming out. I have to find who's making that one because I'm blanking in this moment.
Gyllenhaal is not credited as a character, and then Peter Sarsgaard is also not credited.
It says he's just detective.
Okay, so IMDb does not have him, at least on the tippy top of the cast. Jake Gyllenhaal and Peter Sarsgaard on IMDb are not given roles. Frankenstein's monster is Christian Bale, and Jessie Buckley, as you said, is the bride. And then we have a Myrna, Penelope Cruz, and then a bunch of others. But I would have to say that I think Gyllenhaal is going to play the scientist that creates the bride, and then what you said, Peter Sarsgaard's probably a detective, because there are a lot of Chicago police individuals.
I'm trying to find the third one. I know there's 3 this year, but I can't remember which one it was. I'm finding when I type in Frankenstein movies.
It's the what am I looking for here?
I see the
Moon
bride.
Knight.
Huh?
Moon Knight guy.
Yeah,
so
that's
Jacob
Guillermo
Elordi.
del Toro. Yeah, that's
Okay.
one. There's a
And then
third
there's a
one.
third.
I can't remember where it's coming out at though, or who's doing it, and I can't seem to find it. But there is a third
Sorry,
one,
folks.
and it's gonna bother me because I'm gonna remember later. But anyway,
Is there a Romanian Frankenstein?
maybe there is definitely a third because everyone's making a big deal about it, and I'm just blanking on
Yeah,
the title
so
of the third one.
Radu Jude is the director, Frankenstein in Romania, and they're saying that Sebastian Stan is starring.
That's it. It's with Sebastian Stan. That's exactly it.
So it's the legend of Frankenstein with the real life history of secret CIA detention centers located in Romania after the 9/11 attacks.
I'm gonna go back to the bride. I'm gonna
That's
focus.
the plot. That's the plot of this, bro.
I'm
What?
sticking. I like the 2 we've been talking about. Because those 2 are sick. 1930 Chicago, like the idea of mob bosses and the Great Depression era Chicago with these 2 these amalgamations of human life. And that's cool to me. Like that's gonna be a really unique backdrop. That's gonna be the talent is immense. And then obviously we have Guillermo del Toro, who's just going to do a killer job. So, but back to The Bride. I did not think I would be this hyped for not 1 but 2 Frankenstein movies in the year of our Lord 2025.
You're not hyped for the Romanian prison Frankenstein mashup?
I don't know.
It's
I mean,
currently in scripting.
oh, maybe if I see it, like once I see a trailer for it, maybe I'll be like, you know what, I'm sold. But like, it just feels that just feels out of.
It's supposed to bring light to the true existence of the secret CIA prisons in Romania after the 9/11 attacks. And it was pitched to Stan, who was born in Romania.
Oh,
And the actor was enthusiastic and really wanted to be a part of it. So,
all these are things I didn't know. Interesting.
hey, you go, Sebastian. If you believe in it, I believe in you.
You go, King.
So
I'll be here. I want to see it first. It's one of those things where it's so out there that it's like it's hard for me to piece it together. So once I see it, I feel like I'll have a better idea about what they're trying to do. I'm just so detached from that type of stuff. Romania, like it's just
Yeah.
like
Well, it's a Romanian filmmaker, and they're known for Continental with a K 25, and then there's also an upcoming Dracula adaptation that they've done. So we're probably going to be hearing about this um, in the future. But currently, that Frankenstein was teased, but it is currently in scripting phase.
It's a ways
and
out.
we won't hear of probably 2027.
So we will have 2 Frankensteins this year, but there's a 3rd in development. That's what people are talking about. That's right.
So
All right. Well, that's a
moving
great
on,
place
we
to
have
jump off of the bride. Yeah.
yeah, we have Avatar next, Ryan. Just want to make sure you. All right.
This is the only pure thing in this world. The fire came from the mountain, burned our forest. My people cried for help. But Ava did not come.
You want to spread your fire across the world. You need me.
What? Who could have
No
thunk?
way.
Who could have thunk that the two bads teamed up? Who could have thought?
No way. No way.
This is another one of those trailers that I sat through, and now I know the entire movie. If you want to know what happens in Avatar: Fire and Ash, go watch the trailer. You don't have to sit through 3 days of movie from James Cameron this time, because he gave it all to you in a trailer.
It's sad. That's really all I have to say is that it's like I love the concepts. Like obviously, like it's Avatar, right? So it's like how could you not only feel nostalgic about it, because especially our age, because we were kids when the first one came out, and the second one was great. The second one improved upon what the first one was in every way, and we talked about that before. But man, it's really unfortunate because it's like this is supposed to be not only the run of films that makes and will define the career of a guy who before this was already considered one of the best to have ever done it. But now the 3rd installment is just, I don't want to say it's ruined because I feel like that's being super hyperbolic, but it sucks.
I'm gonna go watch it. I'm just saying that it's a commentary on trailer.
Right. No, I completely agree. What I'm saying is that it's like, it's one of those things where it's like for people in our position who have a degree in film, right? It's like, this is upsetting because it's like, this is film history. Like what we're watching is in the next, a chapter in this era of film. And now it's like partially, I don't want to say partially ruined because we could go in and have a great experience because it's going to be fun. But it's also like, man, like I wanted to feel surprised. I wanted to have more of an immersion into the story. Now I know that these beats are happening beat for beat. It takes away from it. And so I don't know, like, especially when you're watching it the first time. So that's where my upset comes from. That's where my sadness comes in because it's like, man, it's like that first experience, that raw emotion you feel is what makes you go back to rewatch movies. And if you already have it spoiled, I'm such like when things happen and I'm not able to watch it, I like steer clear of social media just to avoid those spoilers because it's like, I want that feeling. And it really sucks. And like, you know what, to be honest, now that we're talking about it, do you think trailers like this, do you think they give away so much because they want to kind of curb the spoiler by just saying, all right, here it is?
I think they do it because it's that like instant gratification, and they're seeking out the viewership as well as like there might be individuals who don't go watch it because of the mystery or like they don't. Why is it appealing to me? I need to know everything that happens in this 2-minute stint that happens in the movie, or else I won't go watch it. The movie going experience and the people who go to movies, the vast majority, would rather know about what they're about to watch than the unknown. It's the ability to know what is unknown before going in. The curiosity is there, but it's in the age of everything's at your fingertips.
But we have talked about how you can tell people what's happening without giving away. Like you could say, look, oh yeah, like coming of age story. This kid broke his leg and he's on the come up. And like, you know that there's going to be feel good moments. You know that he's going to overcome and there's might even be some romance. Ooh. But like, you don't have to explicitly say, oh yeah, he's going to have his first kiss. Oh yeah, he's going to be back. And not only that, he's going to lead the league in home runs because he's a baseball player. And oh yeah, he's going to get this crazy catch. Like those are things that you can show without showing. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Is like there's a happy medium for everybody.
Well, it also goes back to like the new Shrek that was going to come out that they delayed because it's like if somebody guessed the entire plot line of the movie and everybody said they hated it.
I don't
So
want to leave the swamp, or I want to leave the swamp. You will stay in my swamp, and that is the
Yeah.
story.
same thing. So I think there's a level of that where if you don't show anything and everybody just guesses it right off the bat and say they hate it, well, you kind of have to do the whole thing over again. So,
Oh yeah,
but
that's a good point too.
I don't know where I stand. I don't like it. I was going to say something very intellectual, folks. Did it again. Brain fart. Lost it. Fairy dust. Matthew McConaughey quote there. I lost it, but anything else to say, Ryan?
I don't know. I just feel like there is a happy medium to where you satisfy those who feel like, because like, I don't want to call anyone out, but my fiance is one who she does not like surprises. She does not like mystery. If I watch anything, I have to tell her the end before she will watch it with me if I want her to see it after I've seen it. And that's
Well,
okay because
people like that
yeah,
are
she doesn't
ruining this industry.
No, she does not like the mystery. And so
Tell her I said it.
She wants to know. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell her. But I don't know. It just like I understand that perspective. And there is a happy medium to where you show and say, this is the story, but come watch it. Because again, what's the point? Like it's almost like, all right, if you're gonna tell my story in 2 minutes, then why am I even gonna give you 2 hours? Which which is again, like I think where you were going is there's a broader commentary of like how people are taking stories now, which is a give or take. We've gone back and forth on both sides of that equation before on this show. But anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to our last trailer, the official trailer for It, Welcome to Derry, the HBO Max series.
Things happen here. We don't really talk about it. No one does.
They never even found a body. But maybe we could figure out what really happened to him.
Could have been a drifter.
Do you think somebody could kidnap a kid and keep him underground? In the sewers?
What happened up there, Helen?
We have 25 disappearances, 7 confirmed deaths, mostly children.
Something bad's coming.
Whoa!
There's a lot happening, and I'm excited for a number of things that I've seen online and that I just saw, or well, I've seen in the trailer, but just saw again, and it reminded me. But Jake, I've talked a lot, and I want you to go first this time.
I don't like it. I don't know. I'm a little too much
That's so
on the horror
funny.
side. I don't like. I've seen 1 and 2. Believe it or not.
You sat through both?
Yes, I don't like them.
You didn't have a good time, I bet.
No.
How'd you get dragged into the second showing if you didn't like the first
I don't
one?
know, man. One of them was in theaters. I don't remember which one. That's how much I did not
we
like
had a
being
bad
there.
time, guys.
Because I remember them being old. I also remember them being. I had a hard time being like. It's for me. It's one of those like, what? But why are you scared? I don't know. You know, you feast off your fear. Quit being scared.
Yeah, I'm sure if
I'm sure that's so easy
Yeah.
to do.
an alien like clown thing that crawls out of the ground and can take advantage of your deepest darkest fears, but is also essentially not only omnipotent but also almost invincible.
You just have to be super nonchalant, dog.
Couldn't be me. Says couldn't be me.
Oh, it's my father not being proud of me.
Whoops.
Okay. I'm kidding. But so I just don't. It is very scary. I think that is the main reason I don't care for it, because like the unhinged jaw, like him with like a kid in his mouth was just like, Nope. 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 Can't do it. Can't do it.
That's so funny. I mean, I get it. Like if you don't like the genre, then obviously that's not symbolism, but that visual will absolutely turn you
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I still think about Nosferatu just on top of somebody. Just I just think about that often.
That was pretty gross.
Often.
That was
I
like
think about that sound design often.
But you have to admit it was effective.
For someone who doesn't like horror, a little too
Jake,
effective.
If I would have known how much you hated horror now back when we watched that, I wouldn't have made you watch that, to be honest with you. I'm so sorry that I did that
It's
to
all right.
you.
I went on a date with Ryan. I was happy.
That's probably why he hasn't done it with me again. We won't watch a horror movie.
We haven't gone and seen Weapons.
We won't watch another horror unless
I was a little worried.
unless you explicitly say that you want to. But the things that excited me about It Welcome to Derry, I've seen online that there is a character in this who's going to serve as one of the main characters that is actually a character from another Stephen King story and like arc. So it's long been held to truth that a lot of these characters and a lot of these stories on the paper, that is the books, they're all connected, and that characters will appear in other Stephen King stories that obviously have their own. So two things. First, if you're watching at home and you were watching the trailer with us, Shawshank, we saw the state prison that makes the Shawshank prison. It was on a bus, and then you saw the interior of it, and it looked just like the movie, which is cool that they're connecting that. I had seen somewhere else, and I hadn't verified this until I saw this and I remembered. One of the main characters is one of the main characters from The Shining. So if you watched The Shining, one of the characters, he is a cook at the hotel that the family stays at, Jack Nicholson and the family stays at. He gets killed in that film near the end. Sorry if I spoiled it for you, but he describes to Jack Nicholson's son that you have the shine. I have the shine. Like that's like a power that they have. Like you do these things. Well, apparently in the story of It Welcome to Derry, which is a prequel to the It's that were more recent, he is the main character and he owns a bar in Derry before the events of The Shining. And he directly impacts the events of It 27 years before the It movies.
Interesting.
Which is sick. Like that is, if that's the case, if that is who he is, and again, I've not verified it. I've not done any deeper research, but if that's who it is and he has the shine that is The Shining and he's using that, and that would be such an interesting concept, because if you remember, like the shine that these characters have in this universe, it's like a special power that you can like connect to the paranormal. It's a lot more than that, but that's like a really rudimentary, very baby way of describing the ability. So like in The Shining, there's that classic clip of that kid like riding the tricycle through the hallway and he sees the two little girls like that are haunting the place. That's him using the shine. And so this guy at the beginning of The Shining, this chef, before he leaves, before the family's left there all alone, he's like, you have it. You have the shine. You have the shine. And he's like trying to describe it to him. He's like, you're special. We get to see him 10 years before that moment using those abilities, which will be sick. So I am very interested. You saw the Shawshank Prison. You see that character, if that is who it is, and potentially being able to use his abilities, and you get to see how that character developed before he got into The Shining, the movie itself. A lot of things are cool, and that the fact that these are connecting is sick. So if that's the case, if that's what it is, again, I liked both chapter 1 and 2. I think Bill Skarsgård is insane. I think he is insane as an actor. I've talked about it before. Rubberface, actors who can just not just portray but become the character.
Yeah,
he's got it. I mean, he is Bill Skarsgård. Speaking of this is the same guy who was Nosferatu. He's Pennywise. So, I mean, like, it's insane, his range and his ability. So I am here. It's a series. I love a good television show. So I look forward, especially with the deep cuts and, like, the lore that this will present. I love good lore. I'm a lore guy. I like when things connect, and I like when there's backstory.
But not in horror.
Jake's like, scary. I respect it. It's okay. Like, I'm not judging you, and no one else should either. Be nice.
I can't wait to talk about my special interest in the next segment.
Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and move on. That's the end of our trailers. We showed you 4, we talked about them, and now we're going to talk to you guys about what you should know before you go. We always end our show with final thoughts, as in we go through the rest of what happened this past week in Hollywood. There are usually things that are quick one-offs, like one-off sentences, I should say. We could have done a deeper story about them, but there really isn't anything else besides the headline. So we're just going to give you those and give you our thoughts right after, and then we'll let you out of here. So with that, our first story. Bad Bunny has been named headliner of the Super Bowl halftime show, just announced today. Big announcement. Denis Villeneuve to cast unknown actor as his lead in the next James Bond. Spaceballs 2 officially enters production as returning stars Rick Moranis and Bill Pullman will officially reunite in their first table read. Director Shane Black, who is of Iron Man 3 fame, claims that RDJ as Doctor Doom will single-handedly reinvigorate the entire comic book movie industry. That's a quote. With Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse officially getting moved up a week, it will now release at the same time as Pixar's Gatto. Both films released June 18th, 2027. The Social Network Part 2 has been officially renamed The Social Reckoning. And lastly, professional wrestler Drew McIntyre has been cast in the Henry Cavill starring Highlander reboot. I think I know which one is your special interest. In fact, I don't even think I know. I know exactly which one it is. So take it away.
I like Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
I very much enjoy Spaceballs. So Rick Moranis, as well, not a lot of people may know, he was in Ghostbusters. He was in Spaceballs as Dark Helmet. And he, I believe, tragically or not tragically, regardless, lost his wife, and he has more than one child, several children, and he decided to step away from Hollywood and fame to raise his children way back when, 80s or 90s. And that is why it's such a big deal that Rick Moranis has returned, because this is his first movie in decades. And not only is he I don't know if he still is, likely still is, but it was an amazing actor and amazing comedian. It is a big deal to see that. Alongside this news that it has entered production is a photo I have put into the queue here. They released a photo, I believe, of the first table read that Ryan mentioned, and it is a comparison to the first Star Wars table read.
Mm-hmm.
If we can put that up, so let the audience see, maybe perhaps. Pretty please for the visuals. Anyway, there I could talk about it too while we work on it. So you've got R2D2 in a box in the top from 2015, The Force Awakens. Sorry, this was not the first Star Wars. This was the first Star Wars of the most recent
Disney
ones.
run, yeah.
The Disney run. They've got a water cooler in the box on the Spaceballs one. I mean, they're just fully doing exactly what Spaceballs is meant to do and spoofing the Star Wars photo here. So, and you'll notice that we've got a lot of the same faces. You got Mel Brooks on the computer. No, not Mel Brooks. Sorry. Right?
Yeah, Mel Brooks. Yeah.
Mel Brooks. Sorry. I was really hoping I wouldn't. the Hollywood ambassador.
No. It's Mel Brooks.
So Mel Brooks is on the computer calling in. I mean, he's 99 years old. I'm hoping he survives long enough to actually play Yogurt. And then we've got Barfs. If you guys don't know Barfs, he's the side character or one of the main side characters. His son, I believe, is coming to play, right? Or is that wrong?
Sorry, Bill Pullman's son?
Is it Bill?
Yes,
Pullman?
yes. What's his
John
what's his
Candy's son?
It's Bill Pullman.
Oh, sorry. Then I'm completely wrong. But
Bill Pullman's son his name is Lewis Pullman. He'll be in this.
Gotcha. Sorry, I thought it was
I think John Candy's son is also going to make an appearance, is what you're remembering.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
I knew John Candy's one of his relatives, isn't it?
Christopher
But anyway,
Candy.
this is like exactly everything I needed to make. And the second thing is they have to call it The Search for More Money. You have to call it that. It is Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money.
Yeah, they haven't announced an official name yet, other than Spaceballs 2.
It's got to be that. They literally said it in the first movie. That it has to be that. If it's not that, missed the chance. We can move on from that. I mean, I've run out of stuff. What do you have to say about that?
No, I mean, I love, like, with Rick Moranis, going back to him, he's such a heavyweight of his time that I feel like once the dust settles and like and the rust wears off, I feel like he'll be right back to where he was. So I'm excited to see it.
Immediately. You got Josh Gad's on it too.
Yeah, he's
so, like,
hilarious.
You know this is going to be hilarious. And then, sorry, I'm just going to try and find the cast here super quick. I mean, Lewis Pullman for sure as Starburst.
Oh yeah.
Dark Helmet. Kiki Palmer's in it. So Bill Pullman comes back as Lone Star. So we got Starburst, which I assume is the sun. You got Princess Vespa, Daphne Zuning, Daphne. Sorry. Colonel Sanders is back. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Chicken.
Yep.
What are you, chicken? But so we can move on from Spaceballs, but I get to talk about that first because I'm special.
No, we have long since talked about your love for Spaceballs, so I'm excited to see you this excited. I'm excited for your excitement for Spaceballs 2.
The next thing I'd like to mention,
that will be a special.
It will be, hopefully Ryan allows us to.
No,
you have to watch the first one.
What do you mean? I will watch the first one, but this is
That's what I mean. You have to watch the first. That's you allowing us to do it. Is you have to watch the first one.
I will. The first one will be watched.
All right. It sucks that there's probably no longer the opportunity for Tom Holland to be James Bond. Moving on down the line.
Does it suck?
It sucks. It sucks. It's one of the worst pieces of news that I've heard in forever. As you can see, the top three that we, particularly Tom Holland, will not have a chance.
Yeah,
to be James Bond, according to Denis Villeneuve.
So that was going to be our second story, and our last segment was Bond and whatnot. But then the stuff with Peacemaker happened, and I thought that was more pressing.
He likes Fortnite.
No, but I do think that is a lot more pressing in the moment. But I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm happy that they're going younger, and I'm happy it's not. Again, I don't hate Tom Holland. I hate him in that role.
I think he hates Tom Holland.
No. Sorry, cough.
I just can't see him as a gruff, shaken, not stirred.
We will not go back down this path. I forbade it. We're moving to the next one. Something that I forgot to add onto this list came out just before. Yeah. That sure. Thanks, Emily. Thanks for our audio listeners. She created a nice little graphic that it says I quoted from me that I hate Tom Holland, which I do not.
That's what I heard.
That I'm sure you did. But
yeah, everything we have on this podcast is fact.
Yeah, never have we ever talked about anything fiction or opinionated ever. Only facts. Now that you could quote me on, but
don't quote him on that either.
But something that it wasn't on this quick hits list that I meant to add on because it came out right before we went live, or a couple hours anyway. We got the first poster for the sequel to the Simpsons movie. So we're gonna have the Simpsons movie 2, which looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. The first Simpsons movie is hilarious. My vocal stem sometimes is Eepa because it's such a funny. And so
I've never seen it.
You would enjoy it. And so the Simpsons movie's fun. Bad Bunny showing off and coming back to the States for a headliner of the Super Bowl halftime show. I think that'll be fun. Me and my family, we grew up enjoying pro wrestling, and so we kind of keep up with it. And Bad Bunny has like a big thing with like pro wrestling, and so like that's where I think it's funny that all that's connecting, and he's back. And speaking of pro wrestling, Drew McIntyre in Highlander. I don't know what to feel about Highlander. I feel like it's going to be just outrageous. I feel like it's going to be just absurd. A lot of people think that he's going to play the brother of Henry Cavill, his character, who is Highlander. So, and if you've seen Drew McIntyre, he is this brooding Scotsman with this long black hair. So they would definitely, you could see it when you see them side by side. Like they probably could fit as siblings. Spider-Verse got pushed up a week. I mean, that's good. We get less time to wait for Spider-Verse. I don't really know. There's not really
By
a lot
1
of
week.
by 1 week. Outside of what we've already talked about, yes, I mean, like I would love to see a fresh face as Bond because I feel like Bond is a great place to make stars, hence Daniel Craig. But I don't know. Other than that, like I don't really feel like there's a lot to talk about. I feel like it is audacious to call Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom the one thing that will reinvigorate comic book movies.
I'll reiterate what I said in the DMs, and nobody else here knows what I said in the DMs, but I will say it for the first time. I did not like Iron Man 3, and I do not take Shane Black's word on what RDJ as Doctor Doom will do for the comic book movie industry. I did not care for Iron Man 3. I don't think it was that good. And so my comment being harsh on Shane Black and not knowing anything else that Shane has done, I'm going to say opinion invalidated by Jake Holtzclaw.
He's got the Jake Holtzclaw stamp of disapproval, is what that is.
Disapproval.
But to be honest, it's another one of those comments that just feels super ignorant. Just because when you look at the landscape of comic book films, again, you're saying that in the year that Superman did as well as it did. I don't think it's comic book movie fatigue. I think it's Marvel fatigue.
I think it's Disney Marvel fatigue.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And so, I don't know. Anyway, with that, I think that'll end our show. Any final comments on anything we talked about today, Jake?
I got nothing, dog. I got nothing.
And on that note, we'll go ahead and let you go. My final thoughts are Fortnite. On that note,
On that note, Fortnite, everybody.
Fortnite.
Go play Fortnite. Go play it.
Can't, no peaceful hips. No peaceful hips. And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching.